Honey, you're not gonna believe how I made this spaghetti. Welcome to RV Kitchen, baby, where all my practical recipes are cheap, easy, and delicious. And honey, before we head on inside to the RV Kitchen, let's run on out to the garden and grab ourselves up some beautiful greenery. No, honey, not that greenery. I'm talking about a different kind of herb. I've got some gorgeous basil that I have planted in the greenhouse over the spring. And then, baby, I just popped it out here and it is doing lovely. Now, a little tip here, baby. You know me and my tips. Oh. Whenever you go to collect your basil, just pinch off right before a new growth starts. That way you can keep the bush nice and lush and hardy. And, baby, you can do the same with oregano. And I just adore this little oregano. I can't use it fast enough, but honey, it smells wonderful. And it will jazz up any jarred sauce. Ooh, y'all, on the way back, I gotta show you my little melon here. I'm so proud. I'm growing them in a bucket this year. We'll see how they turn out. I'm as giddy as Kermit eating a BLT. So I have some leftover meatloaf, honey. Yes, you see where I'm going. This is just a good old-fashioned classic meatloaf, baby. And honey, if you're tired of eating meatloaf sandwich, which honestly, how bad is that? This is just a different way that maybe you can use up some of that meatloaf, baby. In a good-sized pot, honey, you're gonna throw in about a tablespoon of cooking oil. Get that to a good frying temperature, and then, baby, you're gonna slice off some of that meatloaf and just lay it on in there. Now, what we're doing here is we are going to get some nice texture and color going on the sides of this meatloaf. Ooh, you see where that's going, baby. Think meatball, if you will. At least the flavors that we're playing with here. Now, once you get a good color on the sides, honey, you're going to go ahead and just break it up. Don't worry about being perfect. After all, honey, this is leftovers. And that just means this is going to have a lot of love put into it. So it's going to taste great in the end. Now, I'm going to add in some dry Italian seasoning here. This will just kind of open up here at the frying point, and then maybe a little bit more because, honey, my ancestors said you need a little bit more. And because we like a little spice in our life, we're going to throw in some chili flakes. Ooh. Now, house seasonings here with just salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little parsley because greenery is always nice. Basically, baby, we're just building up more and more flavor here because we are going to let this ride on out for a second on a good medium-high heat. And then we're going to add in 2 jars of tomato sauce or pasta sauce. Honey, if you can find a deal on jarred sauce, grab it up. You can always dress it out or add to, and baby, by the end of it, it won't even taste like it came from the grocery store. Y'all know me, cheap, easy, and delicious. Now, we're going to take and fold that meat into that sauce, honey. Ooh, something was so naughty about that. And honey, keep in mind, if you weren't going to even use the meatloaf, you could always just start off with a good pound of ground beef, or if you're from my neck of the woods, maybe some venison. That's deer talk if you fancy, y'all. Throw in your fresh greenery, baby, and then give it a little stir, and honey, you've got yourself a fabulous sauce that would go great on anything or anyone. Honey, you get creative, okay? Just watch the temperature. Nothing sitting like in the ER room around 2 a.m. explaining to a staff that your husband's suffering from second-degree burns because you decided to use his dipstick as a stir stick for the sauce. But in the end, honey, Parmesan makes everything better, so just sprinkle a little or a lot on depending on what kind of day you had. And honey, your folks will never know this was meatloaf just a few nights ago. Now, honey, while I twirl you up a good little bite here, comment down below if there's a recipe you want to see me whip up for you. Now open up, baby. Ooh, it's hot now.